The Jewish people read a prophetic portion every Sabbath and on the holidays after the Torah portion. The particular prophetic portion is called the Haftorah, and for the Sabbath that's intermediate during the festival of Sukkot, called Shabbat Hamoed Sukkot, we always read a passage from Ezekiel chapter 38. This passage is very famous because it describes the ultimate battle of Armegeddon, of the enemy Gog invading the land of Israel and being destroyed in a catastrophe and cataclysmic event, that Israel destroys them and then is kind enough to bury their dead, but vanquishes Gog from the land. It has great political meaning because there are a lot of Christians in the world who support Israel, believing this messianic prophecy, and they want to be on the side of good and not evil when this battle comes. According to legend, it takes place on Sukkot, and hence it's read during the holiday of Sukkot. Ezekiel was a priest and a prophet living in exile with the Jews in Babylonia after they were exiled in 586 BCE, and he's trying to give them hope, telling them they will go back to Israel, they will restore the land, that eventually this will happen, but they will be saved. It's fascinating as I record this video in 2012 on the holiday of Sukkot that this is being read at just a time when Iran is getting closer and closer and closer to developing nuclear arms, and nearly every day one of the leaders of Iran says they want to destroy Israel. Israel is a cancer and should be destroyed and wiped out. And the world basically is sitting silently by. While the Iranian economy is slowing because of sanctions, it's clear that nothing will stop them other than military action from getting a nuclear weapon. Now, President Obama, who's currently the president, in my opinion, very sadly, has tried to talk them out of it naively and stupidly the first 18 months, and then they tried diplomatic measures of sanctions, although he continued to offer waivers to countries and tried to fight tough sanctions. And so the process has been that nothing's happening, and now he and Secretary of State Clinton say they will not draw any red lines. Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel went to the United Nations and they had that diagram, and he showed clearly where the red lines ought to be. Israel is facing this nuclear attack from Iran, and even if there is no nuclear attack, Iran is so awful now at inspiring terrorism. Can you imagine how bad that world will be with an Iran with a nuclear weapon? It's unimaginable. The world simply cannot live with a nuclear Iran. And it looks like the United States is going to abandon Israel, make Israel do this on their own. They don't have the same capacity and technical ability the United States does, which could stop Iran. They need a massive bombing attack to blow up the Iran nuclear facilities, to fulfill the biblical prophecy here of Ezekiel 38. The Gog will be defeated because they are the aggressor. They are the ones continue to threaten Israel, to say Israel should be destroyed as a cancer, fomenting anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, spreading lies. And so it's fascinating that this Haftorah is being read. Now, I just went to a sukkah party, and somebody had a sign in front that said, war is not the answer. Yeah, no, war is never desirable. But the alternative to war can be much worse. Just ask yourself, would we have been better off had we not entered the war against Nazi Germany? Do you think we'd be safe today? Do you think anybody in Europe would be safe today? If we had not fought the Cold War against the Soviet Union, which is trying to spread the evils of communism throughout the world? Sometimes war is necessary. If Israel had not engaged when the Arabs tried to destroy it, would there be a Jewish state today? Sometimes war is necessary. There's just war and there's optional war, but to say there should never be war is ridiculous. And the fact that Obama is starting to criticize Romney by claiming that Romney wants war with Iran is problematic in so many ways. First of all, nobody wants war. But second of all, for Obama to say that, he's implicitly saying that he would never go to war against Iran, no matter what conditions. And do you really want a president, the commander-in-chief, who was gutting our military, would say they would never use force even to stop a tyrant like Iran? Because Iran doesn't just threaten Israel. It's got ballistic missiles which can threaten Europe now. They're working on ones that can reach the United States. They're trying to put missiles in Venezuela, in our own hemisphere, if they haven't already, that can reach the eastern seaboard in Florida. They can always package dirty bombs and blow up 20 cities in America easily. If people can sneak guns at port airlines, they can certainly sneak a suitcase full of enriched uranium in a truck across some border. And so we have a very serious situation, and I think Ezekiel 38 is a wake-up call here In this prophetic vision, Ezekiel sees his nation restored to its land, but not free from trouble from aggressor nations. Using the name of Gog of Magog to represent the king of the enemy nation, he prophesies that Gog will be set foot on the soil of Israel in flaming and rage of Adonai. On that day, Ezekiel asserts a terrible earthquake will shake the land of Israel, forcing the enemy from Israelite territory. He describes in gory detail the fate of Gog, who dares to challenge Adonai and the Israelite people. As the people who have tried to threaten and challenge the Israelite people before, we've all been vanquished in history, so will happen to Iran if they continue to try and threaten Israel. But this is a very powerful prophecy that should wake us all up and make us realize we've got to do something to stop the enemies of peace and justice in the world. And sometimes that requires force. In this case, it was an earthquake of some sort, according to Ezekiel, that will shake them loose. We're not sure what the process will be, but we've got to do something to safeguard the world. And that is really the basis of this Haftorah that's read on the holiday of Sukkot.